Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm talking about differences between men and women in relationships. Right. Now, I talked earlier about men and women characteristically, right? Like, women think like this because they have that. Men think like this because they have that. This one is about men and women in relationships. Now, you're probably in a relationship right now if you're either a man or a woman, or you're single. Well, let's talk about for a second. I wanted to just throw this in as a side. How many relationships you're actually in that are not really categorized as a relationship, right? Like I have a communication with this female, and I have a communication with that female, and I have a communication with that female, but we're not in a relationship, are we? I mean, if these are the people that I commingle with, right? Are we in a relationship? Or if they have relationships with me and another guy, are we all in the same relationship? I think so. Right? So you have to be mindful of that. That's why it's so relevant, if you will, that when people get in a relationship, they title it, right? So we can eliminate a whole bunch of other things, right? Because we want to be not necessarily possessive, but we want to possess a certain knowledge about who else you messing with, right? So, and that's for security reasons. That's safety. And that makes sense to me. It should make sense to you but as I indicated, it's not title of relationship. These are just associates, friends with benefits, if you will, right? So there has to be a way of either understanding that that's going on, and you okay with it, or you just have to say, well, okay, I'm going to be abstinent, or I'm going to be until I find my one person. I'm going to be abstinent. No, that's okay. That's just a personal decision. But if that's your personal decision and you want to stick to it, don't get upset at people who don't look at things that way, because we're all different, right? We all see things differently in life. That's why it's okay to be original. It's okay to be you. But most of the time, more often than not, what we do is rather than be original and be ourselves, we'll find somebody to emulate that is what we would consider quote unquote successful, right? And we want to be like that. And I think it's because, we mimic certain things to a certain degree, especially if we're in that field, which is okay with me in that sense. Like if you want to be a speaker and you hear me speaking, you hear me talking, you want to follow me for a little while and get some pointers from me, or some tips from me, that's cool. That's the way the game is played. But at some point, you have to bring you too. You have to show up as well. You can't just mimic everything that I say and do. You have to be authentically yourself. You have to be unapologetically you. And only you can do that. I can't do that for you, and you surely can't do that for me. So going through this thing we call life, you have to understand that you're here for a reason if you're here. So you also have to understand that you have an expiration date. And putting things off will not help. Okay, let me say that. Putting what you want to do off will not help. Because what that does, it allows this thing called life to bring other things into the picture that will take you farther and farther away from what you want to do. Now, when you want to do something, you have to understand it's you that want to do that, not your wife or your best friend or your buddy. No, you. So you have to be the ringleader. You have to put all the effort into making that happen if you want that result. Because most people don't really know what you're thinking. They don't know how you're thinking about doing it. And by you sharing it with them, you'll become clearer on how you want to do it. But not only that, you'll get feedback. Feedback is important. People will tell you, you must be crazy. Or people will tell you, hey, that sounds like a good idea. Or people will tell you whatever. But whatever they tell you, if your belief and your understanding is strong enough, you'll continue on, or whoever they are. Sometimes you'll stop because who it is that tells you that's not a good idea, But that you don't have to make that call, and only you can make that call. So just remember, get in the game, do something, participate in your life. Don't just go to work and come home, go to work and come home. That's it. Do something else. Set something aside where you're going to gain some knowledge. And you're going to be good at that. And you'll see a change in you. There will become a change. All right. Having said that, I'm going to go quickly to this one page. It says, differences between men and women in relationships. People in relationships often have strong expectations that their partner will be just like they are. Exhibit the same attitudes, values, perceptions, and behaviors. However, we know that you will not change your partner's attitudes and behaviors unless they themselves are motivated to do so. You are even less likely to change their basic gender characteristics. So it is very important to educate yourself as to the basic gender differences which exist between men and women, and accept the fact that the differences are there. They are real and they are not going away. Make sense? Now, it says, note, these are some findings and generalizations and summaries that apply to most men and women, but not all men are included and not all women are included. I'm just going to give you a short list, and you just let it process through your brain and see what you come up with, right? Like I say, sometimes we learn by hearing, right? Not sometimes, most times, right? Okay. Conflicts which arise due to basic differences between men and women. Number one, the most frequent complaint men have about women. Women are always trying to change them. Number two, the most frequent complaint women have about men. Men don't listen. Am I telling you anything you don't know? Yet. Keep listening. Number three, women want empathy, yet men usually offer solutions. Number four, when a woman tries to change or improve or correct or give advice to a man, men hear that they are being told that they aren't competent or don't know how to do something, or that they can't do something on their own. Is that what men hear? Men? Number five, men often feel responsible or to blame for women's problems. Number six, men always assume women want advice and solutions to problems. That is the best way to be helpful and to show love. Women often just want someone to sincerely listen to them. Number seven, housework. Men avoid it. Try to get others to do it at all costs. Feel demeaned by doing it. For women, cleanliness of house is a manifestation of warmth, homeliness, and men and women have different thresholds for cleaning and dirt. Number eight, men often try to change a woman's mood when she is upset by offering solutions to her problems, which she interprets as discounting and invalidating her feelings. And number nine, women try to change men's behavior by offering unsolicited advice and criticism and becoming a home improvement committee. That's funny. But you know, that's just the difference between men and women. That's kind of good, that's kind of bad, and it's definitely real. So I'm going to continue on with a few other differences. It says, men are more logical, analytical, and rational. Women are more intuitive, holistic, creative, and integrative. Number three, men have a much more difficult time relating to their own feelings and may feel very threatened by the expression of feelings in their presence. This may cause them to react by withdrawing or attempting to control the situation through a display of control and or power. Now, I've seen all these characteristics in men and women too. I've seen that, and you probably have too, right? But it's different when you're actually hearing and you're able to say, yeah, that's what Larry does, or that's what John does, or Barbara does, and you're able to identify that. Number five, men are more at ease with their own angry feelings than women are. Number six, women are in touch with a much wider range of feelings than men, and the intensity of those feelings is usually much greater for women than men. As a result of this, many men perceive that women's feelings appear to change quickly. Men may find this irrational and difficult to understand. Number 7, men tend to be more functional in approaching problem solving. Women are aesthetically oriented in addition to being functional. And finally, number 8, women tend to be more sensitive to sounds and smells than men are, and women as such tend to place a greater emphasis on atmosphere, the surroundings, right? And I'm inclined to believe all of that because, you know, when you hear things play back in your head, you visualize certain situations and circumstances, right? Now, I'm an extremely clean person, almost like anal. Not anal, but I don't like dirt, right? So me and a female that's not that way or really, you know, don't have a problem with, you know, that wouldn't be a good match. Even though the chemistry may be great, I might really care about her, she may really care about me, that would rub me the wrong way. Just like my characteristics would probably rub her the wrong way, right? Unless, you know, that's what she needed to balance her out, right? But dirt is not good for me. Not that, you know, it's not okay to be dirty sometimes, but I just don't think well in those situations, right? All right, listen, I hope you liked that video. My name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry. Like these videos, share these videos, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the final video of this week.